Welcome to the Write Your Own Story podcast. I'm your host, Betsy Leonidas, and the founder of the Write Your Own Story company. Girl, I can tell you right now, you are definitely enough. Here we value service, sisterhood, connection, laughter, and that super genuine, keep it real, tell you like it is honesty. My hope is at the end of each episode, you realize you can do whatever it is you dream about and that you are not alone with what you struggle with. I'm hoping that you are snapping and clapping and hell yes in your way through each one of these episodes. So if this tracks with you, let's get started. I'm so glad you're here. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the latest episode of the Write Your Own Story podcast. I'm your host, Betsy Leonidas, and today it's just me. I'm doing things a little different today. It is end of November. Maybe this is coming out early December. And I just was in the mood for a little life update. I just turned the big 44 or 29 again for those who are listening closely. But yeah, it's this time of year. I'm always super reflective around my birthday. It also is close to the end of the year, close to the holidays. And this always just gets me thinking. So anyway, I don't know. I just thought it might be fun to do a little personal update, not for the sake of, let me tell you all about me, but sharing some things on the personal side that will help people hopefully feel seen and heard and understood and or laugh along with me because, my life is one ridiculous thing after the next. So here goes. Let's dive in. Okay. On the personal side of things, what I love about this time of year, it's kind of like a hibernation season for my family. The kids play less sports. I feel like work dials in a little bit because everyone is gearing for holidays and it just feels a little slower. Fall and spring. And we're pretty conservative about the amount of sports that we do, but like fall and spring are so busy. And I actually really enjoy that season, like all the sideline fun that parents get to have to see my kids doing their thing. But it does make me appreciate these slower winter months. So if anyone also was like, are we doing enough? Like, what if this is just like a beautiful hibernation season? So that's what I'm up to. And I'm freaking loving it. Also, I guess it's in reflection around the birthday. Actually, yes and no. It really, truly has been a personal goal of mine to be more in the community and amongst friends. It is so easy for all my single girls out there to get caught in the narrative of I'm like the only person who's not married. Everyone is with their spouses. Everyone is doing couples dinner parties. And that's all true. And I'm so happy for all of them, honestly. But if I want to spend more time with my friends, or whatever it is I want in my life, I need to initiate. So I am making more of an effort to initiate and be the plan maker. And I am received with such excitement and love and openness. I'm just like, okay, this was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I'm just saying, if anyone is craving more time with friends or a girls' night out or a mini vacation or whatever it may be, sometimes you just have to ask. So I'm really excited. I'm even thinking about starting a book club. It is a very low maintenance book club, but I would love to just read more. I feel like I've watched every single show on Netflix, but I would love to read more. So, we wouldn't have to read every month. I don't think I have time for that. And I'm sure everyone else doesn't have time for that either. But anyway, this is another one where I'm going to put myself out there and ask some people and see if they want to be a part of it. So anyway, my whole point in sharing this is to, and my best friend and I have talked a lot about how married, not married, whatever it may be, no man can provide the insane, incredible, undescribable value of true female friendships. And that's why there's both, right? Like if you are lucky enough to be with a partner who loves and supports you, that's so incredible. But there's something that a female friend from like a listening and understanding perspective can provide that most partners usually can't. And that doesn't mean they're deficient in something. It just means they're different. So I'm so grateful for the female friendships in my life. I'm so excited for this kind of season of being like, okay, I'm just going to put myself out there more. We're going to do more things. And so far it's going really well and I'm really enjoying it. And then in my hibernation season, I'm also starting to date again for anyone who's wondering, or for all my single girls out there. So if anyone knows anyone that is funny and smart and kind and tall, that would be awesome. But truly, I say that joking, but I really haven't had the time to date. I also wasn't in the mood to date for quite some time, but starting to sound fun again. So I'm going to give it a go again. And I think, a lot of us who are on dating apps or think about dating apps would love more than anything to meet someone in person. But everyone in my life at the moment is married, which is so great. I'm so happy for them. But if I go out to a restaurant or walk into a bar or go to a coffee shop, the majority of people my age, like 95, 99% of 95% of them are married. And then of those 5%, are they my person? Or am I interested? Are they interested? So the new mindset shift about dating apps is this is kind of like walking into a bar and everybody's single, and maybe 95% of the people aren't going to be your type of people, but you wouldn't have access to people in your same boat if you didn't give this a shot. So sometimes it's all about the reframe and to just looking at it from a more positive, opportunistic standpoint. So that's kind of the lens that I'm trying to go at with it today. And still, I don't know, giving it a go. Being single is so weird. Dating is so weird, but I'm just trying to enjoy it and embrace where I am in life. So that is the dating update. Okay. I think that's all I got personal life wise. I'm about to leave for the airport. I'm headed down to Florida for a vacation with my family over Thanksgiving. I got to leave in just a hot minute. Per usual, I am just pushing things right to the limit. That is one of my very most redeeming qualities, most consistent qualities, is that I will always be late. Joy Creative Shop is one of my very favorite female-founded businesses. Steph, the founder, is not only a dear friend of mine, but a woman I truly admire as a female business owner. We even had her on the podcast. Go back and listen to our episode, Making Space for Every Woman's Success, if you haven't yet. At Joy Creative Shop, you'll find paper products we all love, personalized notepads, cards, list organizers, and the cutest wrapping accessories that make any gift extra special. Whether you're looking for thoughtful teacher holiday gifts, a housewarming present, or just a little something to keep yourself organized, Joy Creative Shop has you covered. And because you're part of the Write Your Own Story community, you'll get 10% off your order with the code Betsy10. Head to joycreativeshop.com and add a little joy to your everyday. Okay, on the family side of things, kids are doing great. Again, downshift in the schedule, which I love. I have my little guys are like riding their bikes around the neighborhood with friends more. My daughter is able to hang out with her friends after school more. Same with my oldest son, but he's also able to find even more time to drum. I think everyone is happy with a little bit of a downshift. One of the things that I, as a parent, am navigating right now is like, as my boys get older, to support them in scenarios that are unfamiliar to me. Because for Adeline, I feel like, I know what it's like to grow up as a girl. I know, and granted, times are different. So I try and be very open and mindful of that. But I don't know what it's like to grow up as a little boy or as a boy or a boy getting older. So as scenarios come up, it has been a really big stretch, but in a good way, of trying to understand what they're going through and not having any personal experience to say, oh, I've been there. I can totally empathize. Like I bleed empathy, so I can empathize, but not in the same way I can with my daughter. So that's been one of those things over the past couple of days that I've been taking a step back and being like, okay, we're getting into territory that really is uncharted for me. So a lot of phone calls to other boy moms, a lot of research, a lot of just listening to my boys and just trying to be super supportive. But I don't know if anyone else has boys out there and we're moms, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, this is like, the bigger your kids are, the bigger the problems are. Not that anyone is in the throes of big problems, but just meaning it's less of like, when is he going to sleep? Is he going to be kind? I know my kids are going to be kind. All those things. But now it's like, okay, they really have like challenges, as do all of us in our life. So just trying to figure out how to support and navigate them when I haven't actually walked in their shoes. I don't know. Can anyone else out there relate? Anyway, I thought that was a good one to share, because I feel like sometimes we catch ourselves as parents and we're in a rhythm and it's like, oh, this is a new chapter where I'm like, okay, I got some work to do here, but this is a good place to be, and I'm grateful to be here. Other than that, we have a super exciting vacation coming up after Christmas. We are going to Mexico. I have never been there with the kids. They have never been. I'm so excited. I have to say, traveling with the four, they're great travelers. We've done a lot of practice over the past 4 years. So I'm not going to say it's hard, because it's genuinely not. I also try and pick the places that I think will bring them the most joy and will have the most activities that we can do in common. I kind of know our rhythm to travel at this point. So I feel like we've got that part of the science down. But I take these vacations, I guess I was going to say so seriously, but that doesn't feel right. They are so high value to me because I love experiencing new things and I love adventure, but there is nothing more incredible than seeing that through your kids' eyes. And yes, it is kind of crazy to travel with 4 kids out of the country at night when everyone's just like settled in and reading. Like, wouldn't it be so nice to have a partner to like go down to the bar and grab a drink, or, you know, just someone to walk around with to experience these amazing resorts that we get to go to? All that said, the time that I have with just them is the most precious. I am so acutely aware of how incredible of an opportunity that is. And I am so full with gratitude because as they get older, like my oldest son is already traveling to Europe with school on spring break. So he won't be attending spring break. You know, if I ever meet someone someday and they start vacationing with us, it will never just be the 5 of us forever. And so I like love, cherish, and protect these vacations, just the 5 of us. So I am like so pumped to go on this trip just together. But yeah, I think that's all that's going on with the fam. And then from a work perspective, man, the podcast continues to fill my cup in a way that sometimes I almost feel guilty about. It makes me so happy, inspired, motivated. It broadens my horizons, perspective. It grounds me. It humbles me to talk to these incredible women that I never would have gotten the opportunity to meet if I didn't have this show. I love continuing to talk to people of all, you know, like sort of from a business perspective, I probably should be doing a show that is just about being an entrepreneur, so that like, you know, feeds in a larger group of people into some of the offerings where like I actually charge money for, and it should be more of a marketing funnel. But I get so much joy out of talking to these incredibly diverse women about diverse topics. I think it's so important for women to think about all these different topics in order for us to be able to write our own rules in life, to embrace the pivots that we have, and to challenge societal shoulds, and to just seek more joy. So the podcast is doing so well. We are booked well through the new year. And it is truly, again, one of the greatest gifts. And I hope that it continues to fill your cup as much as it continues to fill mine. My gratitude runneth over on the podcast. I am also so excited to share, not excited, I'm so proud to share that I completed the Jay Shetty coaching certification. I have been working on it since the summer. That is kids home. That is then into fall with like the sports practices. I mean, I have done, gosh, 100, like so many hours I can't even begin to explain. I mean, there were modules to complete, there were live courses that I had to attend. Of course, those were like during the middle of all of my kids' sports practices. I had to pass 11 tests, and then the final exam I had to do like 33 hours of self-study, 20 hours of unsupervised coaching. And it has just, I signed up for it intimidated, but also knowing that I wanted to provide more structure for my coaching practice. And I wanted more tools in my toolbox, but I also just had this hunch that there would be something in there that I wasn't going to be able to anticipate. And the greatest gift that I found is that I realized that the answers always come from within, and that every woman I work with already has a great idea and a sound strategy. She just gets lost and overwhelmed and overcomplicated along the process, and that all of her answers are within. And that, so the structure of the process really helps draw those answers out, or if those answers aren't within, help guide where to get those answers. And really my whole philosophy with coaching now is not, I have all the answers for you. That would be consulting. That would be like, pay me bazillions of dollars to be your consultant to fix a problem that you can't fix. This is more, I am stuck. I am overwhelmed. I need accountability. I need someone to help me organize and simplify. And so really my whole philosophy is I teach women to fish so they can eat for the rest of their life, if that makes sense. The 20 hours of coaching that I've done and the coaching after that has been so incredibly fulfilling. I've had the most wonderful feedback around like, this is the dedicated hour a week that is their most favorite time of the week, because they get to show up for themselves. They get to show up for their business. And being an entrepreneur can be so lonely and so overwhelming. So to have someone helping you and guiding you and rooting for you and keeping you accountable and keeping you positive along the way is like truly an honor of a lifetime. So I have to say, like, I was going to say coaching is my favorite, but then I was going to say no, podcasting is my favorite. I can't pick a favorite. I just feel so grateful for the opportunity, and that Jay Shetty experience has really brought in sort of like the life aspect of coaching as well, because I often feel like entrepreneurship is a personal assignment. And so it has just been the most incredible experience, rigorous and hard, but incredible experience to really round out what I feel is like a real value driver, game changer when it comes to entrepreneurship. So that is what I'm really excited and really proud to share. And then last but not least, we are launching December 2nd, kicking off in the middle of January, a female founders webinar series. I really wanted women to have access to more experts, and I really wanted more inclusive conversation. So it's going to be a monthly episode where it's a 90-minute call. Everyone is welcome to join. We will have, it'll almost be like a Patreon level type feel of like you get inside baseball access to either experts in entrepreneurship in various, areas, or you have real life female entrepreneurs who can talk to certain struggles and challenges and help people unlock. There will be live coaching and Q&A. It will be such a high value, honest conversation in 90 minutes that I think truly will be, from a community perspective and from a feeling seen perspective and from truly finding answers and solutions perspective, such a high value add to women. And I felt like that was missing in this world. I want people to know that monthly that they can look at this sheet of topics and be like, okay, I'm really stuck here and I'm really stuck here and I'm really stuck here. So I'm going to pop on these calls or, oh my gosh, this person is a photographer. I would love to hear about what she's struggling with in business, or this person owns a flower shop, or this person owns a boutique. So I'm really trying to round it out so that women can feel seen and can really get solutions and be a part of like an open, community-based conversation. And I am absolutely thrilled. Our first one is going to be in the middle of January, but we're going to start talking about it December 2nd. So check out the website for all the information. But our first one is really around, how do you know what goals to even set? I know in January, I'm like, okay, I know I got to set some goals. First of all, I'm never ready to set goals January 1st. I'm still like slowly recovering from Christmas. And then also I'm probably still on vacation with my kids, hopefully. And so really like around the middle of January, we're ready to pick our heads up from out of the holiday sand and travel sand to be like, okay, where do I want to take this business? What are my goals? How do you even know what are the right goals? So that's when I'm really, really, really excited to kick off in the middle of January. So check that out. So yeah, I've been working super hard, not only lining up the right guests, but building out the content and the structure to all of those. Going to do some website updates on this vacation while I have some time. And I just am so, so genuinely excited for that to roll out. To me, the greatest thing that I can do in this company that I'm building is to provide value and for women to feel seen and to help them feel more confident across all types of offerings. And so this feels like this next sort of mid-tier level, the webinars that really will drive community and value and solutions. I have to tell you, I'm literally obsessed with my Oura Ring 4. Honestly, my Apple Watch was way too much noise for me. Stand up, sit down, you have a meeting, you're late, your steps are low, breathe, all the things. But this little ring has been an absolute game changer. It doesn't just track my sleep, it helps me actually rest better. Every morning, I get insights into my recovery, my readiness for the day, and whether my body needs more downtime. It even tracks my steps, my cycle, and literally so much more. If you're someone who loves data, cares about your health, and also loves cute jewelry, this ring is for you. This is a gentle reminder, backed by science, that rest is just as important as hustle. Unlock this powerful tool for better sleep, less stress, and smarter recovery with Oura Ring 4. Use my link in the show notes to get 10% off your Oura Ring today. All right, you guys, that is all the life updates I have. It is time for me to trot to the airport. Thank you as always for your love and support in my life and in this business. Community and support is really, like, to me, one of the biggest unlocks to happiness. And I don't take this community and your listening and your feedback and your kind words for granted for a single second. I am so grateful to be 44. It's kind of crazy to think that I'm 44, but I know that every day on this earth is a gift, and spending it with you guys is truly a gift. So thank you for listening. I hope any of this resonated with you. I really hope that some of the things I'm talking about from the work perspective hit in terms of value, because I would love nothing more to help. So thanks everyone for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Well, that's the end of this episode, but promise me you won't stop here with whatever it is you're feeling or dreaming about. I hope you leave today feeling empowered to live life just as you see fit. If this podcast was helpful to you, it would mean the world to me if you could leave a review on whatever platform you're listening on. I genuinely just want to help women live the life they dream about. So if this type of content tracks with you, subscribe to this podcast or visit our website, writeyourownsstory.co, to download digital courses or to grab a journal and a mug to just dream in and dream with. It's your life, lady. Do you. And just remember, I'm rooting for you, and you've totally got this.